It's Monday, August 11th. In the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness announces election date set for September 3. In business news, DIGI to increase debt. Regionally, Guyana edges closer to producing 1 million barrels of oil a day. And in sports, West Indies level one international series against Pakistan. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Jamaicans will go to the polls on September 3, 2025. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness made the announcement on Sunday in Halfway Tree during the Jamaica Labour Party's mass rally. The Prime Minister also announced a nomination day set for August 18.
I now declare that nomination day will be Monday, August 18.
Speaking at the rally, the Prime Minister says he's seeking a third consecutive term for the Jamaica Labour Party, and he's campaigning on continued economic growth, infrastructure development, and reduced crime rates.
We have now perfected the new social housing program. We are going to go one step further as we have started to now deal with the big yards and tenement yards. I know many of you are here, live in big yard and tenement yard, one little space with all 10 houses in it. We will change that in our next term. That is not a promise, that is a commitment, because we have studied the problem, we have put the systems in place, we know what to do, and we have the financing targeted for it.
The opposition People's National Party says it's ready for the challenge, promoting its Time Come platform, which includes affordable housing, expanded education opportunities, and targeted social programs.
Comrades, I think that time has come for us to vote for hope. Time come for us to vote for fairness. Time come for us to vote for leadership that puts the people of this country first and not your pocket first. This moment is your moment. This moment is our moment. Andrew can run, but him can't hide. Election must call, because if him don't call it, the Constitution will call it, and we're going to vote them out, because the people want better. Time come for a better life.
The PNP has also pointed to concerns about the Prime Minister's statutory declarations, an issue Dr. Holness says has been politicized.
I want to thank those who thought that by releasing documents that they would somehow diminish me. I am a true Jamaican. I went through the Jamaican struggles, and I never made any money on the backs of the Jamaican people. I never made any money off of government.
Meanwhile, the Electoral Office of Jamaica says more than 2 million Jamaicans are eligible to vote. With about 20 swing constituencies in play, analysts expect a close race. Transport Minister Daryl Vaz is warning motorists, political leaders, and campaign organizers to put safety first during the election season. His call comes after a series of serious accidents linked to political motorcades and campaign events. Minister Vaz says he is deeply concerned about the growing number of crashes caused by careless and reckless driving as supporters travel to and from rallies, meetings, and other campaign activities. He's backing the police's zero-tolerance approach to traffic violations and wants party leaders at all levels to take responsibility for ensuring their drivers follow the Road Traffic Act. Power has been fully restored to customers affected by Saturday's train derailment in the Bogwalk Gorge in St. Catherine. The Jamaica Public Service says normalcy returned Sunday night despite additional delays caused by bad weather. Saturday's derailment of a Windalco bauxite train at the entrance of the Bogwalk Gorge rail tunnel caused major damage to JPS's transmission and distribution network. Several poles, spans of wire, and other equipment were destroyed, cutting electricity to multiple St. Catherine communities. The affected areas include Bogwalk, Linstead, Ewerton, Redwood, Riversdale, Treadways, Troja, Harewood, Pear Tree Grove, Sligoville, and Guys Hill. Heavy rain and lightning on Sunday further slowed repairs by damaging the backup system. Despite the setback, JPS crews worked through the day to restore service to all areas by Sunday night. The Bogwalk Gorge has since been reopened to the public, and investigations into the cause of the derailment are ongoing. Officials have not yet given a timeline for when the rail service will resume. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says cutting Jamaica's high energy costs remains a top priority for his administration, not just for households, but for the business sector as well. He was speaking at the recent launch of a new LNG-powered co-generation plant in St. Catherine. Danita Rodney has the story.
At the Jamaica Broilers Best Dressed Chicken facility in Spring Village, St. Catherine, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness commissioned a 6.5 megawatt LNG-powered plant, a move he says signals progress in transforming the country's energy mix.
So we have done some transformations in the energy space, but it has not resulted in a reduction and stabilization of energy costs. Energy costs continue to be far too high, not just for consumers, but also for businesses, which ultimately means a higher cost of living for consumers.
The Prime Minister described energy costs as an untraceable burden on both the public and the private sectors, and one that requires a multi-pronged solution.
So the government has to take on this problem and bring the cost of energy down. It's a multifaceted approach to bring the cost of energy down. Minister Vaz told you of one of the important initiatives that we will undertake, which is to renegotiate the license. I don't want to go into it too much. We have good faith negotiations.
Dr. Holness says renewable sources like solar, hydro, and even nuclear must be part of the long-term strategy.
There are other options too that we must explore in the energy mix, including hydro, pumped hydro storage, including people don't readily grab onto this one, but nuclear, small modular nuclear. We should explore all the possible potential energy sources, at least put ourselves in a position that should they become feasible, we can jump on it very quickly.
The Prime Minister added that energy security depends on a steady supply and greater independence, pointing to LNG now making up about 6% of the national grid.
We don't produce the gas here, but we have a certain level of security because the company that is our partner in this has put down the investments to ensure that we have significant storage capabilities and that there is a well-established fleet of ships that will take it here, and we have long-term contracts that will be contracts that will be fulfilled. So that's very important for our security. But that security will be enhanced when we also have a certain level of independence.
He continued saying stability in Jamaica's energy policy over successive administrations has made it possible to plan for long-term investments, a trend he hopes will continue as the country works towards a lower-cost, cleaner energy future. For the news on PBCJ, I am Danita Rodney.
Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. NCB Financial Group Limited unaudited financials for the 9 months ending June 30, 2025 reports a 60% increase in 9 months net profit attributable to shareholders. Investors can look forward to passive income from listed companies. Massey Holdings Limited has declared a dividend of Trinidad and Tobago 0.0354 cents per share payable on September 26, 2025 to shareholders on record as at August 29, 2025. Cargo Handlers Limited has advised that at a board meeting scheduled for August 21, 2025, an interim dividend payment will be considered. Telecoms provider Digicel Group is now seeking to borrow US $3 billion. The company recently increased the size of its senior secured notes by offering US $440 million, pushing that component to US $1.99 billion. In addition, Digicel is looking to borrow another US $1 billion. JP Morgan Chase and Barclays PLC are serving as the lead underwriters for the issuance, which aims to refinance debts maturing in 2027 and 2028 and to help shore up the company's overall financial position. For the trading period ending August 8, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Medical supplies distributors Indies Pharma Jamaica Limited ordinary shares with 33,226,321 units traded, representing 59.33% of market sales volume. Food distributor Derrimon Trading Company Limited with 5,444,274 units traded, representing 9.72% of market sales volume. Caribbean Financial Conglomerate JMMB Group Limited 7.35% cumulative redeemable preference share with 2,507,283 units traded, representing 14.24% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On August 8, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $55.10 million purchased and US $51.28 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $2.19 per dollar, selling the US at $161.26 and buying the US at $159.07. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders $4.42 per transaction, with selling at $118.49 and buying at $114.07. The British pound yielded Forex traders $6.35 in profits, with selling at $215.68 and buying at $209.33. For our credit report tip of the day, you've built strong credit. Now is the time to put it to work. So stop waiting for the right moment and start converting borrowing power into income-producing assets. Identify your target asset, set a 90-day acquisition plan, and commit to one decisive move each week. The longer you stay in credit-only mode, the more wealth-building opportunities you miss. So, decide whether your next move will be real estate, income-producing equipment, a small business, or investment securities. Choose one that matches your borrowing limits and repayment comfort. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, ExxonMobil Guyana announced on Friday that oil production has begun on Yellowtail, the fourth mega project in the giant Starbrook block offshore. The project uses the One Guyana floating production, storage, and offloading vessel, which together with 3 others in place brings production capacity to 900,000 barrels of oil daily. More details in this report.
This is the One Guyana FPSO, that is a floating production, storage and offloading vessel. It is the 4th such vessel in Guyana's giant Starbrook block, which is currently estimated to hold about 11 billion barrels of recoverable oil equivalent. With this vessel, ExxonMobil Guyana started producing oil on Friday, today, at the Yellowtail project offshore. In a release, ExxonMobil Guyana said, quote, "The One Guyana is the largest FPSO on the Starbrook block to date, with an initial annual average production of 250,000 barrels per day and a storage capacity of 2 million barrels. Oil produced from the FPSO will be marketed as Golden Arrowhead crude," unquote. That level of production doesn't happen from day one. Production will increase over time as production ramps up. What's more is that with this new vessel, Guyana's production capacity is now 900,000 barrels of oil daily, almost 1 million barrels. In early January, the naming ceremony for the One Guyana vessel was done in Singapore before it set sail for Guyana. First Lady Arya Ali acted as godmother.
So the name One Guyana has deep meaning for all of us and everybody who is committed to ensuring that our people, every single Guyanese, enjoy the highest quality of life and has equal access to every opportunity.
By 2030, ExxonMobil Guyana expects to have a total production capacity of 1.7 million equivalent barrels per day from 8 developments. Aside from this One Guyana FPSO and its operations at the Yellowtail project, 3 other ventures have been ongoing. The first is the Liza Phase 1 development. Oil production started in December 2019 at the Liza Phase 1 development. The Liza Destiny FPSO is being used here. It produces about 157,000 barrels of oil daily. The second project is the Liza Phase 2 development. The Liza Unity FPSO is operating there, producing about 246,000 barrels of oil per day. And the third project, the Payara development, has the Prosperity FPSO. About 249,000 barrels of oil are being produced every day here. ExxonMobil Guyana Limited operates the Starbrook block and holds a 45% interest, with Hess Guyana Exploration Limited holding 30% and CNOOC Petroleum Guyana Limited holding 25%.
Strengthening ties with India took center stage in San Fernando on Sunday as business leaders and government officials explored new opportunities for collaboration. The Doing Business with Guyana Forum, hosted by the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce and the Indian High Commission, comes as Trinidad and Tobago faces a new imposed 15% tariff on goods entering the United States, a move that could impact some of the country's biggest exports. Daniel John reports.
Expanding bilateral trade with India and the potential for creating new opportunities were the topics of discussion at the Doing Business with India Forum, hosted by the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce and the Indian High Commission. President of the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce, Kiran Singh, stressed that establishing deeper ties with India is now more crucial than ever.
Here at home, a 15% tariff was recently imposed just 2 days ago on goods originating from this country, Trinidad and Tobago. This has the potential to weaken our forex earning capabilities as the USA remains our largest trading partner. The 15% tariff can destabilize existing and future sales for fertilizers, urea, ammonia, and methanol, which remain some of our largest exports.
Director of Business Development Directorate in the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism Naren Mohammed said the recent visit of India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi proposed initiatives that have the potential to significantly advance business, trade and investment opportunities between the two countries.
Another area, as mentioned by His Excellency, is pharmaceuticals and healthcare. India's pharma industry is among the largest globally. We welcome partnerships in manufacturing generics, conducting clinical research, and establishing training programs for healthcare professionals. Next, there is agriculture and agri-processing, as mentioned by His Excellency as well.
Mr. Mohammed shared that there is also opportunity to deepen people-to-people exchanges through tourism by creating dual destination holiday packages, training for hospitality professionals, and even joint musical and culinary festivals that celebrate our shared heritage. Member of Parliament for San Fernando West and Minister of Education Dr. Michael Dowlat said this continued partnership will be especially beneficial to the nation's children.
Doing business with India is a key pillar of our national development strategy. And this strategic partnership now is something that will bring benefits. And I'm especially looking forward as Minister of Education to those laptops. Ambassador, I know they will come soon.
For the first time, the Caribbean will play host to the prestigious GUBA Awards, a global showcase of African excellence and diaspora achievement, and Barbados has been chosen as the stage. Local and international officials say the event is a chance to strengthen cultural and economic ties with the African continent.
Africa is not only the cradle of civilization and the source of our past, it is very much the future. The raw materials that exist within the country and their growing awareness of the power, the youth and the generation, the fact that it's the youngest growing population. It is we're in terms of investment, the opportunities in terms of African financial reach and financial wealth is beginning to be recognized by Turkey, Dubai, all of the countries fighting to get direct flights into Accra and into Lagos.
We'll be watching, and I said we provided the space, and we're looking forward to listening and learning and hearing from you. We'll be watching your work with keen interest in the coming months as connections between the Caribbean, African and UK communities deepen even further and become even more interconnected.
In sports, the West Indies have leveled their 3-match one-day international series against Pakistan, securing a rain-affected 5-wicket win on Sunday at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Led by standout performances from Ruston Chase, Shafane Rutherford and Jaden Seals, the Windies triumphed via a Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method to draw the series 1-1. Seals spearheaded the bowling attack with 3 wickets, restricting Pakistan to 171 for 7 in 37 overs before rain halted their innings. Chasing a revised target of 181 in 35 overs, the home side recovered from an early wobble. Rutherford smashed 45 of 33 balls, while Chase anchored the innings with an unbeaten 49. Guiding the Windies to 184 for 5 with 10 balls to spare. The win lifts the West Indies into 9th place in the International Cricket Council's one-day international rankings. The final automatic qualification spot for the 2027 Cricket World Cup. The series decider is set for Tuesday. With the Shea Hope and company doing battle on the field with Pakistan, there was action off the field as well in West Indies cricket. Day one of a two-day emergency strategic meeting convened in Port of Spain, hoping to address the current shortcomings of the regional team. The information came via a release from Cricket West Indies media. Wayne Cunningham has the details.
A host of former legends are in Trinidad, not just to take in the one-day international series against Pakistan in Aruba, but mainly to address concerns of the current West Indies performances, which sees them struggle against their current opponents. That is, after coming off a humiliating home series to Australia, where they were shut out. Sir Clive Lloyd, Sir Vivian Richards, Dr. Desmond Haynes, Shivnarayan Chandrapal, Ian Bradshaw, and the current West Indies team will meet over the next couple of days in what Cricket West Indies CEO Chris Deering calls not simply a reaction, but a necessary intervention. Quote, "We expect deep, transparent conversations with the people closest to the action, such as our players, coaches, and selectors. And what we hope to emerge is a serious, organizational-wide commitment to change. As administrators, we are determined to support these reforms with the necessary resources, infrastructure, and leadership. West Indies cricket deserves no less." End quote. While Cricket West Indies Director of Cricket Miles Bascom desires to see meaningful changes going forward, what we hope to emerge is a unified vision and a clearly defined, comprehensive framework designed to correct systematic inadequacies and close the performance gap at the elite level. This is not about quick fixes, but identifying the structural reforms necessary across our development and high-performance systems, and strategic, short and long-term initiatives required to drive the necessary change. The meeting comes at the request of current Cricket West Indies President Dr. Kishore Shallow. A press briefing will be held following the conclusion of the talks on Monday.
Antigua and Barbuda suffered defeat in their final encounter of the CONCACAF Under-15 Championships. ABS Terianja reports.
The Antiguans were edged 1-0 by Bermuda. The decisive strike came via the penalty spot in the 69th minute from the boot of Solomon Salam after an infringement in the penalty area. The Antiguans came close to an equalizer in injury time through Kareek Joseph, but his shot hit the upright. The young Benner boys ended the tournament in 8th position in League B. Head coach Auckland Jarvis commends his side despite the 1-0 loss.
It's always difficult to give up late goals, after working so hard for 65 minutes and then concede a late goal. It's difficult. I think we lose focus at that point. Also, I think we lose our discipline. I think we have to commend the guys for being very disciplined throughout the first few games. You've noticed that was our only yellow card in this tournament.
Antigua and Barbuda recorded a win, 2 losses and a draw. Jarvis says strides were made with this group of players, but admits more work is needed to get them to the next level.
Over the past 4 games, I must say, it wasn't for me 100% what we wanted, what as a coaching staff, but I think from the time we started the guys to now, I think there's some improvements, a lot of improvements. Defensive-wise, we must say tremendous work from the guys. But still, within other aspects, we have to be better tactically and technically. When we have the ball in possession, I think we lose the ball too often. That was something that we had saw from the time we started training. So we keep working on it. We are working on it. There's some improvements in parts of the game, but it has to be more consistent and more throughout the full 70 minutes rather than a second half or a first half or 20 minutes spells.
Spending more time with the crop of players is the aim, Jarvis added, to help the young players improve and understand the game, noting that playing friendlies against other nations in their age group before attending these tournaments will help their development as well.
And that's it for the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.